So, the big question on the Star Wars subreddit today: how would Emperor Palpatine react if he found out that the Jedi could become Force ghosts and conquer death, which he failed to do? Here's the original post. Emperor Palpatine and Darth Plagueis tried to cheat death through Sith powers and secrets with cloning and essence transfer, but in the Revenge of the Sith screenplay and book, Qui-Gon tells Yoda that eternal life is the ultimate goal of the Sith, but they cannot ever attain it because it comes from the release of self instead of the exhaustion of self, and the Sith cannot let go of pride and selfishness. Basically, the Jedi and Shaman of the Wills learn how to linger as Force ghosts and give guidance to others while remaining individuals and also part of the Force. Darth Sidious and Darth Vader want to cheat death and live forever in the physical world, which is unnatural and still fails in the end. Too bad the Emperor Palpatine never found out about the secret power to become a Force ghost, and instead only knew about Darth Plagueis and his knowledge. Qui-Gon even said in the screenplay of Revenge of the Sith that eternal life and immortality was the ultimate goal of Darth Plagueis, and that no Sith Lord would ever cheat death successfully. Okay, let's read some of these responses on Reddit because they're pretty interesting. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Palpatine did sort of cheat death and survive. It was just his clone bodies couldn't handle the power and were degrading fast, but they kept him alive physically. Well, that and the life support system he was attached to, but still alive physically. And in The Rise of Skywalker, the Diet of the Force actually healed his clone body, and he no longer needed the life support machine he was hooked up to, and he really came back to life at that point. From that standpoint, he really did cheat death. He had defeated Rey at the end and would have remained alive, as opposed to the Jedi, who could become Force ghosts but were not alive in the physical sense, which Palpatine was technically able to accomplish. Okay, I'm going to read some more Reddit posts in response to that one. If you really want to get technical, you can say that Palpatine is not technically dead. He knows how to transfer his essence to a new body, but he doesn't have a body to transfer into, so his essence is just floating around the galaxy somewhere. Next response. I don't know. The film makes it clear he's out of options. He knows how to transfer to a willing clone body, but those bodies don't survive long. I think his entire being was ended by the lightning feedback loop. I'm going to read some Reddit posts now that explain that Palpatine did know about Force Ghosts and kind of give some context to that. So here we go. The canon novel Stories of the Jedi and Sith shows Palpatine learned about it. Yoda visited him as a Force ghost in Return of the Jedi shortly after he dies in front of Luke. Long story short, Palpatine is surprised, makes fun of Yoda for being dead, claimed the Sith were going to win when he caught Luke, and Yoda tells him the Sith will never win before disappearing. Here's a response to that. This is the first time I've heard of this, and I can't help but ask why. Why would Yoda do that? It serves no purpose and should make Palpatine wonder if he's being baited into a trap. Here's a response to that. The story it's part of is called Masters and basically jumps back and forth between Yoda and Palpatine's point of view as leaders of the Jedi and Sith, respectfully. It focuses on their thoughts during crucial moments like their duel in Revenge of the Sith and Luke's training in Empire Strikes Back. There really isn't any great purpose to their last meeting save for Yoda to get in a dig at Palpatine. It reveals that Palpatine sent Yoda to die on Dagobah and was gloating about it, actually laughing out loud when Yoda suddenly appeared to him. That's when Palpatine goes on his rant about how he is about to crush the rebellion and take Luke as his new apprentice. Yoda tells him he can't win. Palpatine says he already has, looks away for a moment, and looks back to see Yoda's reaction, but Yoda's already vanished. Again, there really isn't any explanation as to why Yoda chooses to do this. As for Palpatine, I don't necessarily disagree, but there are honestly quite a few times in legend and canon where something will happen that had Palpatine taken it seriously, he could have avoided dying. In Legends, one of the prophets of the dark side literally tells him there was a vision of Palpatine losing at Endor, and Palpatine basically says, "No way, kick rocks." Well, there you go, folks. Reddit has spoken. The first thing I found out on Reddit today is Palpatine did come back to life. It happened in the movie Rise of Skywalker. I'm glad I read it on Reddit what happened in the movie Rise of Skywalker because I watched the movie and I don't really know what happened there. Second thing that happened is according to some guy on Reddit who read a book about Star Wars, Yoda did appear as a Force ghost to Palpatine and Palpatine did not really care. He is Team Plagueis. He loves Darth Plagueis and Darth Plagueis' mysterious come back to life thing. Well, that's my third long form video where I read what happens on the Star Wars subreddit. One of my favorite subreddits. I love Star Wars and Star Wars fans. It's the best. It's the best movie with the best subreddit. We have so much fun reading the things that people write on the subreddit. And that's what the channel is. I need engagement. you guys, a call to action, a call to action. Remember at the end of Rise of Skywalker where they called all the people to the thing on planet Exegol and then they showed up and that was what happened? I something very similar I need to happen here is I need your engagement. I need you to thumbs up, thumbs down, like, subscribe, comment. There's so many things. Just like the people at the end of the movie on Planet Exegol where they ride the horses on the spaceship, that's something they did. Now you can do something with my channel. All right, that's it. I'm clocking out. Goodbye.